Hey, welcome back to another episode of Simple Truth Television. Today is August 25th, 2020. I want to discuss all the Kobe tributes in sports. We had a few in baseball yesterday on his birthday, and obviously the Lakers game today was a huge Kobe Bryant tribute. So, before we begin the presentation, I just want to confirm that the audio is working so we can get started. YouTube has changed their whole system around, so these live streams are becoming more difficult to do now. But if anybody can just confirm that the audio is working, we can get started. I want to show you guys the things that I've noticed and why I believe this game today, the game yesterday versus the Portland Blazers, was a big NBA Finals riddle as well. So I appreciate that. Thanks a lot, the real Trey Hobbs. Appreciate that. Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate that. So if you guys saw the Lakers game today, if you guys noticed the score, the game started 24-8. You guys probably can't see that because the camera's probably in the way. But here it is. On 8/24, on Mamba Day, the Lakers start the game off with a 24-8 lead over the Portland Trailblazers. I mean, I don't understand how people see that and don't think anything of it. And even when the NBA tells people that it was a Kobe Bryant tribute, how does people think that that's just organic? There's nothing organic about that. I mean, how perfect is that? On Kobe Bryant Day for the game to start 24-8, and then for the NBA to tell you that it's a Kobe Bryant tribute. I mean, they're literally telling people that the games are rigged, and it's literally going over people's heads. Because that's almost impossible. The odds of that, it's almost like hitting the lottery twice. It's almost, I mean, how is that even possible? But the Lakers won this game. They scored 135 points in this game. That's a big Kobe Bryant number, 135. We saw that number yesterday also with the Dallas Mavericks, and I'll get into that. Yesterday was also Kobe Bryant's birthday. So yesterday, if you guys saw the Mavericks versus Clippers game, Luka, I don't know, I can't say his last name. But he scored the last 3-pointer of the game to win the game in overtime. He scored the 135th point for the Dallas Mavericks on Kobe Bryant's birthday. Kobe being Bryant equals 135. So this is why the Lakers won today with 135 points. Now at the halftime, the Lakers were up big, and the combined score was 131 points. And we can actually do the math now so you guys don't think that I'm making this up. Notice the first quarter, the Lakers scored 43 points. And then they had 37 in the second quarter. So they had 80 points at the half. And the Portland Trailblazers had 51 points at the half. And 80 plus 51 is 131. And that's the big championship number. We see that number all the time when it comes to championships. And that was the score at the halftime. It was 80-51, 131 points. And just notice in Gematria, championship is 131. We always talk about that number. Remember, Jack Welch, the CEO of General Electric, check out the video that I did on him. I showed how his death was a ritual connecting the Boston Celtics to the NBA Finals this year. He died 131 days after Brad Stevens' birthday, and Brad Stevens is the head coach of the Boston Celtics. He also died 68 days before Kemba Walker's birthday, and championship also sums to 68 as well. But yesterday Mamba Day was 211 days after Kobe Bryant's death. He died on January 26th, and of course Black Mamba's 211. 211 is also the 47 prime number, big important number 47 to this occult. And so from yesterday's game, to the start of the NBA Finals on September 30th is 37 days, and Bryant is 37. Los Angeles is 37. Kobe Bryant also died 157 days after his birthday, the 37th prime. The All-Star game, they had a target score of 157 points, the 37 prime number. 37. This 37 worries me a little bit because if LeBron loses in the NBA Finals, he falls to 3-7. But I don't really think that's gonna happen because, Celtics is 46, so he could beat the Celtics, become 4-6 in finals. But if the Bucks go and Milwaukee is 37, then I'll definitely think that LeBron might lose to the Bucks. But I don't think the Bucks are going to the NBA Finals. There's too many things to these finals. The death of Jack Welch, the death of Stanley Robinson, who was Kemba Walker's former player in UConn. He died 73 days after Kemba Walker's birthday and 73 days before September 30th, the start of the NBA Finals, and sacrifices 73. And there's a lot more. The death of David Stern, who became the commissioner in 1984. And if you guys look at the season with 48 wins, and that's a big number. That was the number that I was talking about the most in the videos that I did on the finals, because Boston Celtics is 48, and the NBA Finals is 48 as well. That number, that year that we kept talking about how David Stern became the commissioner in 84, LeBron in 1984. Also, the Celtics eliminated the Milwaukee Bucks in the conference finals. And Game 7 of those NBA Finals ended on June 12th. They ran 12/6, like 126, which looks a lot like the day that Kobe Bryant died on January 26th of this year. So, check out those videos that I did on the Boston Celtics and why I got them going to the finals. Even though Gordon Hayward got injured, I did a video on the day that he got injured. That was definitely by the numbers as well. But I just got news that Cal Lowry got injured as well. So, that might be the fall of the Toronto Raptors. Because if he's not able to return, then I don't see how the Raptors can defeat the Boston Celtics. But yesterday on Kobe Bryant's birthday, notice the Dodgers beat the Colorado Rockies 11-3. And that's a big number, 11-3, 113. Kobe Bryant is 113. Remember the pandemic, the coronavirus pandemic was declared on 11/3 on March 11th. That was also the day that the NBA was suspended. That's also the 30th prime, and LeBron had 30 points today. If you look at the stat sheet, LeBron scored 30. Kobe Bryant is 113, the 30th prime. I mean, this stuff is just in your face. In your face. I mean, how the game starts 24-8 and nobody notices, nobody acts like, man, how is that even possible? It's not possible. It's impossible. Literally, it's impossible. It's impossible for on Kobe Bryant Day, on Mamba Day, on 8/24, for the Lakers to start 24-8 over the Portland Trailblazers, a team that has been so high in the playoffs. They're only gonna score 8 points in the first 8 minutes of the game. They're only gonna have 8 points. How is that possible? When Damian Lillard shoots 3-pointers from half court and makes them every single time. Man, it's like putting the stuff right in people's face, and people like, oh, that's a big Kobe Bryant tribute. Wow, amazing. No, wake up. But let me show you guys the Dallas Mavericks game. Dallas is another team that sums to 113. So on Kobe Bryant's birthday, they beat the Los Angeles team by scoring 135 points. The Kobe Bean Bryant number. Oh my God, this stuff is just in your face. And there it is, They scored 135 points on Kobe Bryant's birthday. And, the Celtics, they eliminate the Philadelphia 76ers on Kobe Bryant's birthday. And I've been saying that on Patreon. I told the people, listen, on Kobe Bryant's birthday, the Celtics, who we have going to the finals, are going to eliminate Kobe Bryant's home team. His hometown team. Kobe was born in Philadelphia. Remember, he died a day after LeBron defeated the Philadelphia 76ers and surpassed him on the all-time scoring list. That was the last game before Kobe Bryant died. He died the next day. So Kobe's from Philly, and the Celtics defeat his hometown team on his birthday. I mean, what's the odds of that? And what's the odds of him passing away a day after LeBron James surpasses him on the all-time scoring list? Yeah. I know what's the odds. It's almost impossible. It's like literally winning the lottery twice. But yeah, so, Celtics win. They ended their season with 48 wins. The NBA Finals is 48. Boston Celtics is 48. And someone left a comment saying that the movie Uncut Gems, the Celtics was playing the 76ers in that movie. That movie is with Adam Sandler. It came out on Christmas Day in 2019. And notice Uncut Gems is 48 as well. It's also 33 like NBA Finals. The movie with Kevin Garnett, the former Celtic. And keep in mind that Rondo is on the Lakers. Rondo was on that Celtics team that lost to Kobe Bryant. I mean, there's so much Celtic symbolism. And they even have Kendrick Perkins on ESPN every single day telling people that the Raptors are going to win the Eastern Conference. Kendrick Perkins, the former Celtic. And then Game 7. Oh, my God. Game 7 is scheduled for October 13th, which is Paul Pierce's birthday and Doc Rivers' birthday. What are the odds of all that? Let me show you guys this. Paul Pierce and Doc Rivers just happen to have the same birthday. October 13th. He turns 43 years old that day. And Doc Rivers, the head coach of the Boston Celtics when Kobe Bryant won his 5th championship when he was 31 years old. Jack Welch died on 3-1, the 61st day of the year, finals 61. And look, so on October 30th, Paul Pierce turns 43 and Doc Rivers turns 59. 59, that number stamped all over Black history. Black Lives Matter. So those are the few of the Kobe symbolisms that I probably missed. There was probably more, I haven't really been looking at all the scoreboards. But I did notice the Dodgers game yesterday, the Lakers game today was so obvious. The Dallas Mavericks game yesterday as well. And see if I'm looking at the scoreboard, see if I see any other numbers that look familiar. Yesterday was Kobe's birthday. 8-23. The Celtics began the season 23-8. And that was before Kobe Bryant even died, It's unbelievable. Well, I see something else. I mean, Utah, the last game of Kobe Bryant's career was against the Utah Jazz. Jamal Murray and Donovan Mitchell, they combined for 101 points. That's a 26 prime. Bryant is 26. Supposed to be died on the 101st highway, something like that. I don't remember exactly, but so those two players combined for 101 points on Kobe Bryant's birthday. Yeah. So that's it for right now. Just want to say those of you that are not able to see stuff like this and question it, you guys are really silly. You really are pathetic. I mean, I don't want to call you names, but you guys gotta wake up. I mean, they're literally mocking you. They're putting this stuff right in front of your face. They're telling you. And you guys are still not able to see it. Nobody should be watching these games and getting excited when a shot goes in. Because these players are using technology to make sure that every point is perfect. Every missed shot is calculated. Every shot that goes in is calculated. Every play Every call, everything is calculated. None of this stuff is organic, and none of this stuff is a coincidence that on August 24th, the game starts 24-8, and then the Lakers win with 135 points on Black Mamba Day, 211 days after he dies. How? So I'm gonna leave it there, and every time I'm talking about a specific number, that's the amount of viewers. So 37 viewers talking about Mr. Bryant. Okay, yeah. So somebody said that Kobe died by the 101 freeway. Okay, yeah. Appreciate that, Kerry Barnes. Appreciate that. Thanks a lot. Somebody said that it's buffering. I apologize if it's buffering, but you know how it is. Appreciate that, Sosa. Thanks a lot, brother. I mean, a lot of you say Celtics over Bucks. I don't even think are the Bucks even getting past the Heat. Hmm. Oh, one last thing I want to talk about is this Kobe Bryant commercial that came out today. Oh, yesterday on 8/24, and notice this commercial is 1 minute and 30 seconds. Human sacrifice is 130, and human sacrifice is also 248. So human sacrifice is 130 in the alphabetic order, and in 248 in reverse. So on 24/8, they make a 1 minute and 30 second commercial of dedicated to Kobe Bryant. And the thing about YouTube is, whenever you put out a video, YouTube adds 1 second to the video. So in reality, this video is 1 minute and 31 seconds, like the championship number, right? If I was to I could do it now. You're gonna notice that the video is actually 1 minute and 31 seconds, and then it changes to 130. Let's see. You gotta catch it because YouTube adds a 1 second to every video. You guys, I don't know if you guys can see that, but you see, yeah, it goes away, but it starts off with 131 and it goes to 130. But just know that human sacrifice is 130 and it's also 248. And that's the date that they put out this commercial, 24/8. It's also 67, like the day that Kobe died. Kobe died on the day with 67 numerology. So that's all I have for right now. Thanks everyone for watching. Good luck. Hopefully you guys make a lot of money with the work that with the predictions that we made, and hopefully the work, because if the Celtics and Lakers go to the finals, it's more than money for me. It's more about showing you guys that it's almost impossible because I put out that video 2 months ago that the Celtics was gonna play the Lakers. I mean, the odds was unbelievable when I first put out the video. The reason I put out that video is to finally prove to people that if sports wasn't rigged and scripted, there will be no way for me to make that prediction that accurately. And hopefully that's the only reason I want to be right. Now, if you guys make any money from the information, kudos to you, and enjoy your winnings. But hopefully, because even last year we predicted the Raptors were gonna go to the finals, and that still didn't wake people up. So people like, oh, you made that prediction, game 3 of the conference finals. That doesn't count. All right. So what about 2 months before the finals? Does that count? So thanks again, everyone. Enjoy your rest of your night, and I'll be back soon with some more exposing to do. People need to wake up. The game started 24-8 on Mama Day. Come on.